So as usual, I don't want to try to sell you guys anything. I'm not after your likes or your subs or any of that stuff. When I find cool stuff that I think I can use, I just feel like sharing it in case you guys are looking for something too. A lot of the tube lights, there's brands that just get really, really expensive because of the branding behind it. And when it comes down to it, we just need to know, is it bright enough? Does it do what I want? I almost wish now that I only bought RGB lights just because there's no more gels. Having so many colors that you can access, you being able to use an app if you need to change the color and stuff. If you've got a light somewhere you can't get to and you don't want to tear down your set to reach it. So anytime I find little things like this that I think are really cool and going to be in great use with me, I just figured I'd share it with you guys. So this one is the Irisa 1 from Falcon. One of the things I like about this is the big buttons here. It's almost like playing a flute. And in the dark, you could probably figure out the controls just by feel once you get around to doing it. It's pretty easy. You just basically, power on and off. You've got go through your different modes, which it has gels, it has effects like most lights have these days. It's RGB, so you can just pretty much go through any color you want. You can bounce around from changing the color. I always tend to go towards this either Tron blue or I want to be Darth Vader. But then from there, you can bounce around and either adjust your saturation or adjust your brightness. And all pretty much from doing it this way. So it took me about 30 seconds once I realized how easy it was to bounce around here, because I'm so used to the smaller lights having like a little wheel on there and you have to kind of go through modes and then use the wheel, that on here you can pretty much just get to anywhere you want to get to and change fast. And with smaller lights like this, when they're portable, they're on battery, so you don't want to sit around messing with controls, letting your battery drain while you're trying to figure it out. Now, I'm not going to go into a ton of specs on this. I'm sure other people will, but this has the same high rating. This has effects. It has some Roscoe gel stuff in there. It's RGB, so you can change the color. It has an app that lets you control it. I haven't messed with it yet, and actually, I'm so happy with the buttons on the side of this being so easy to operate. I haven't really felt the need to even open the app. There's so many different brands that have different apps where you need different Bluetooth or different Wi-Fi, that it seems like it would get confusing on a set if you're constantly opening apps to control various lights, unless you had the same brand, all over your set. These days, I don't think that happens much, because some people, you're not going to throw away one light brand to get another one. You're going to use whatever you can get your hands on. So I looked at tube lights, and a lot of them are just really expensive. And you see the 4-foot ones that everybody's like, oh, I'll slap in the background for a music video. But that's just kind of what everybody's doing. So I didn't really want to do that. But I just, I figured, okay, well, let me just try one. Let me just get one and see. Now, I kind of just wish I would have just stuck with this, or if this would have been out at the time, then, I would have, because it just makes more sense. It has magnets on it. It's heavier, so it's a little tricky putting it in certain places, but it's not really that heavy. It's got this nice thick plastic on there. It's durable as hell. So I wouldn't be worried about if I smacked it around a little bit. I like that it's water resistant, because we do a lot of things with water when we might be spraying around. But it's also pretty damn bright. And I know a lot of reviews, people just blast you in the face and say, look how bright this is. But they don't really tell you what their camera settings are, so or they don't really show you. So my f-stop on the Blackmagic 6K is 1250. My f-stop's 1.7. So when it comes to doing most of the videos I've done, I tend to use more portable lights. And those have probably been my favorite, because they're not as powerful, so you don't have to worry about them blasting each other out. You can use them for accent lights, or you can really just kind of sculpt the light you want it. These days, they're magnetic, and you can slap them anywhere, and they're either tube or they're just small squares, or but they come in handy. You could fill up a suitcase with them if you wanted to. You could go into little hotel rooms or little areas or film something in a closet if you wanted to, without having to worry about a big light source. If you're trying to do moodier stuff anyway, it's not really gonna matter. The other thing I like about them is instead of worrying about V-mounts on a big light, you can use a power bank and just plug it in USB-C and it works. This is out of the frame here. It's just right here. So that's why I'm backed away like this, so you guys get an idea of how far away I am from it. Now that's a little bit of arm's length there, and I'm at full blast. So the fact that this hooks up to a light stand is kind of nice because I could always get another little holder to put on a light stand that'll hold like a power bank and plug it right into it to power it that way. This thing though, I feel like I want to get, at least another one so I could have one on one side and the other side. Now, if I have big lights, I can slap gels on them. But like I said, there are plenty of times where I don't want to pack up an entire car to go film a video. Maybe I'm going to some place where all I need is, something small that'll light that way. What if I'm in a car? I want to do a car video. What if I just want to do something at my desk real quick and slap something up there? I don't have room for, C-stands and stuff all over my desk. If I'm going to somebody else's house, maybe they don't have the room. Maybe they don't have the plugs. Maybe they don't have the power for all these big lights. So I have to try to manage it this way. And most of the time, unless you're on a set where they're, building sets, you're pretty much going to be working with whatever you've got on that location. And if it's a house or a client's office, you're probably not going to have the room to take out all their stuff so you can put in big lights. So you're probably going to have to try to figure out a way to do it with smaller lights that you can hide in places within the stuff already in their location. So on their shelves, somewhere above, their bedroom if you're doing real estate or something like that. Even in car videos, if you just wanted to, be off out of the shot and kind of just pushing this over it. It's got a light stand screws for both sides of this, which is awesome. So that way you could have it kind of whatever way you want it. So you could have this out on even a monopod and have this over a car or something like that going over it. Or at another scene, put it up on a boom stand and do it over. So to me, this has a lot more uses in it, and I would be more likely to take this pretty much wherever I go. So this is what it's called. It's from Falcon, who seem to be coming out with some pretty cool stuff lately. So I guess it doesn't matter what brand you're looking for. There's a lot of good ones out there. This is the Irisa 1, which makes me wonder with the 2 and 3 and 4, and I guess I'll have to look into it and see what else it is. I mean, I'm sure they probably got 4-foot models and so on, but I definitely want another one of these that I can either use them both together. You could probably even get an adapter. I think this goes from plugs into the light stand or screws in, that you could even get a little, the screw mount or adapter. So I bet you I could even chain these using those. So instead of paying, expensive amount of money or $300 for a 4-foot, maybe I could just get another one of these for $150 and chain them together if I need it to be more like 4-foot, but then have the option to break them up and put them in different places if I need to, so I can cover more area. So that might be an option too. But, it comes with a case, which I think is really cool. So your stuff didn't get all banged up. It's small. It's not too heavy. Easy to hold. The buttons are really kick-ass because you can just kind of feel it. I could almost tell my way around just by going like this now because I kind of been messing around with it for like a week now. So, that's pretty cool too. So if you guys are into it, I'll put a link in the description. There's no affiliate thing. I don't make any money from it. So if you do, great. If you don't, that's cool too. But just thought I'd share. It's nice seeing technology keep kicking ass and getting better and better, and hopefully cheaper and cheaper. So that way we can keep trying new things without, breaking the bank. See ya.